Well, hey there, air gunners. Welcome back. This is Zach from the Shooter Zone, where we are always staying on target. Well, I've had this, I think, for a week. Had a lot of fun with it. Invited a couple friends over to have some fun with it. And I think we're all completely impressed with this Tac M50 BMW. And it's a great rifle. Again, really fun to shoot. And it's going to be really great to take game with this as well. I have mounted on today the HUSHCAN from Lethal Air, and that thing really does its job. I'm not going to put the dB meter on it, but let me just tell you the difference. It goes from a roaring cannon basically to 22 short. It makes a big difference. And I just got a little 3x9 scope that I mounted on here because, again, if I'm using it for game, which is what I'm going to be using it for, and of course blowing up things, then I don't really need anything probably more high power than this. I am in Southwest Virginia, in Appalachia, up in the mountains, and you know, when we hunt here, I don't know, the average shot is probably 50 yards, maybe 30, 50, 70, somewhere around there. So again, I don't need any more than 3x9 for that. You can probably see in the background what it looks like up here. A lot of trees, a lot of brush. Some people do hunt on farms where you can maybe get a little bit longer distance out of that, but here, where I'm going to be hunting on my 5 acres, 40, 50 yards is probably the average I'm going to be shooting at. So I have the target out there today at 40 yards. We have a couple different rounds of ammunition we're going to be running through it. I have 3 different Mr. Hollow Point rounds, which I highly suggest using on these. The one we're going to be using primarily today is the .495 235 grain. He also sent me a .495 175 grain, and then the largest is .495 258 grain. So we're going to kind of go in the middle of these two. Also, Flanagan's sent me some 182 grain lead ball ammo for it, which we're probably going to run a few of those through as well. So those are the two primarily we're going to be running through this. This has a 500cc can on it, fillable to 4,500 psi. Today I have it set at about 4,000 psi. With all air rifles, I think, for the most part. If you fill them up all the way, it takes a couple, 2 or 3 rounds before everything kind of settles in. So no sense in wasting any ammo. 4,000, 4,200 on this, I think, is a good starting point. And honestly, this gets quite a few rounds, probably more than you would think. The other day, I think we were getting, and I was only filling it, I think, the 4,200. I think we got 8 shots out of it. By the 8th shot, you can really tell that it was starting to get a little bit depleted just by the sound. But again, we were still hitting this jug out at 40 yards without any problem on the 8th shot. So again, that says a lot for this. Again, all depends on what you're going to use it for, what you need the FPS to be at in order to get high FPE, and we're going to be checking that on the Crony today. Barrel, it's about 22 inches is what they're calling it. The HUSHCAN, it's about 8.5 inches. Nice buttstock, skeletonized, works fantastic, a lot of adjustability in it. Beautiful rubber hand grip on it, gauge underneath. I am going to be hand feeding these today, not in a magazine. If anybody has a single shot tray for these, please let me know. It would be great to have one for this, and it'd be even better if you wanted to send one for me to review. I don't know, again, I think if you're hunting, yeah, you're probably going to be, you know, you want to be safe. You're probably going to want a second shot in there. If you need a 3rd shot in there, I wouldn't hunt. I think you need to go back to practicing a little bit. But the reality is, when I'm sitting here today, I really want to see what the accuracy is. And sometimes magazines are a little finicky, and we don't want that to affect anything today. So I'm going to be hand feeding them. There's a lot of room in here to do that. so it's not an issue. Just something I want to mention quickly. There are some reviews out there. Some are good, some are bad. That's always the case. Listen, if you're doing this a lot, reviews, and a review is just that you're giving your opinion on a particular product of sorts. If you're going to be doing this and doing this a lot, and you want to do this a lot, do some research before you start the review on it. If you're using the wrong ammunition and you're beating on this thing, trying to get it to feed and making this look like an inferior product, it's not an inferior product. This is a fantastic product, and it's just the person that's reviewing it that's inferior. Again, do some research, do some pre-testing, find out what works best with it, what ammo works best with it, you know, again, and just do some research, please. My goodness, you make us look bad. But this is a fantastic product, and it's accurate. This is a hunting rifle. Again, we're not looking to put round on top of round. We're looking to take down game with it, and again, maybe have some fun and blow up some stuff. Again, this Tac HP Max B&W M50 is fantastic. Very impressive. I love this thing, and look forward to see what Bin is going to do in the future. It's got the 45 out there, semi-automatic. Hopefully it comes out with something like a 357 maybe. That's a great round too. You know, we'll see what the future holds. All right, I think I covered what I want to cover for right now. What I'm going to do is I need to go out there and turn on the camera for the target, and I need to get the chronograph set up here so we can get some readings off of that. So let me take a moment to do that. I'll get set up and we'll be right back. Well, okay, I'm back. We have the chronie set up. Again, target's at 40 yards. We're going to be shooting the 235 grain Mr. Hollow Points in .495 size. Let's get started. I think this is supposed to turn up to 400 FPE. You'll have to do the calculation on this to see where it's going to be at. Again, this is a 50 caliber. It's not a 22, so you know we're loading big rounds in here. So a little bit of effort is expected. My 22 Gauntlet's probably harder to load than this. But again, it's all about proper ammunition. If you're using the right stuff, it'll load. No problem. You don't have to beat up the gun, the handle fall off, all that kind of stuff. Again, you're doing a disservice to the people that are watching the video and to the company that you're doing this for. Again, we want an unbiased opinion. We don't want it to be biased because of ignorance. So let's put a few rounds through here and see what we got. Again, the camera's up there. You're going to be able to see it before me, at least closer than me. And then I'll go out and get the target as always. Again, this is the first video for this. We're definitely going to do a second one. So stay tuned for that. Again, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And that'll help us a lot. Go to Facebook, like our Facebook page, follow it, all of that kind of good stuff. You know the routine. All right, I'm ready to have some fun. How about you? Let's do this. .702 feet per second. Helps if I put it in a round, huh? Nice. Again, 235 grains. Flying at 700 feet per second. .682 feet per second. And again, we started at about 4,000 psi. Again, these rounds are loading really nice. Mr. Hollow Point did a great job in the Flanagans. They load really nice too, so no problem there. All right, that's 3 shots with that. We're down to I think about 3,200 psi from 4,000. We're going to keep shooting because, like I said, this thing gets some good shots out of it. 656 feet per second. So again, we are dropping, but again, we're getting some good stuff out of it. So some good FPS still. Let's put a ball in here and see what happens. Again, the Flanagans load right in there, really nice. All right. Good shot. 739 feet per second. Again, we're going from 235 grain bullet down to the 182 grain ball. So we picked up a little bit of speed again on this. Something to keep in mind. Again, the Flanagan was accurate. Another nice shot, 750 feet per second. So you can see how many shots we're getting out of this. Let's shoot one more and we'll check to see where the pressure's at. Oop, that one went low. That was 711 feet per second. So there's a drop on that, and there was also a drop on the FPS. Let's see what pressure we're at. I think we're at about 2,800 psi, which is still plenty, you know. Let's put one more through it. What the heck, right? We're here. We'll put another ball through there, being that we're still shooting over 700 feet per second. That was 727 feet per second. Went a little bit high right. The wind, of course, as I always say, is blowing, and it has picked up here in the last couple minutes. Round balls, you know, are a little bit more temperamental sometimes to wind and things like that. They don't kind of cut through as easily. They kind of, as they're rotating, depending on how they're spinning, they'll sometimes go with the wind, so to speak. But there you go. I don't know how many shots we took. 3, 6, that was 8 shots, I think. Still over 700 feet per second with the 235 grain bullets. I'll tell you what. I'm going to put in here, being that those balls are 182 grain, I'm going to put in one of the Mr. Hollow Point 175 grain bullets. These do get hung up a little bit more than the others, and I think it's just the rib design on them is a little bit more aggressive. All right, I think that went to the right a little bit. Got a lot of holes in there now, but that's slightly low and a little bit to the right. 721 feet per second. All right, we're starting to get down there. But what the heck, let's put another one through here. We're having fun, why not? Again, I don't know if you can see this or not, but the ribs on these are, I don't know if you'd say one big rib on it, but when you start to get into the barrel here, you can feel it just hanging up a little bit. Again, and you got to put a little bit of effort on these, and so again, it's the proper bullet. Not that you can't use these, but these 235s, they feed really nice. So, and the balls, Flanagan balls, they load really nice. So again, figure out what you need to do before you start to do it, so you don't look like a crazy fool. All right, that's the last one. Again, that one went a little bit to the right too. And again, just, whatever you're shooting, I say consistently shoot that. Once you find one that really feeds nice and does what you want to do, obviously you're going to sight in for that. You're not going to be changing up ammo as you're out there hunting or shooting, because again, you're going to get a different POI every time you change a different round. So stick with a round. Once you find a good one, practice with it. That still went 732 feet per second with 175 grain hollow point. So again, I mean, crazy, huh? I mean, we're probably at 2200, 2300 PSI right now, still left in it. And you've seen how many shots I took with that. So still usable, depending on what grain bullet you're using. If you're using 175 grain or the 182 grain balls, man, you're going to get a great shot count out of this. And so again, this is all important stuff to know with, picking which round you're going to use, how many shots you're going to get with it, what's the accuracy, where's the point of impact, and do I need to readjust my scope because I just changed to a different round? Of course you will. Again, there's a lot to think about, but as far as this Tac M50 goes, it's fantastic and it's fun to shoot. And man, I'll tell you what, this HUSHCAN too, when you don't use it, your ears will be ringing. This thing is so loud. But the HUSHCAN really quiets it down. Changes the pitch a little bit higher maybe. But again, it's like a 22 short now. It doesn't hurt your ears at all. It's not piercing in any way. And these two go together really, really nicely. So that's the first for this one. Again, we're going to have some more fun with this. So stay tuned for that. Just so you know, get a good set of rings. Again, this thing is it's giving a little bit of a kick. You want a good set of rings to really lock down tight on there. The first set I had on didn't do that. And it was actually moving around quite a bit. So I went in just a few minutes before I started this, got a different set of rings out that I knew would clamp down tighter, and re-zeroed it in. So what you're seeing here right now is literally, I just took some shots with this just before I started filming to get back on target. But in any case, again, if you haven't subscribed, please do that for us. Go to our Facebook page and follow that. The link is going to be at the end of this. And we will be back soon with another video for this one for sure. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. Again, if you have some thoughts about not getting it because of other videos that you watched, understand that if you use the right rounds, you won't have any chambering problems. And Ben always says that. He's gotten rifles back here and there, and he always says, listen, if you use the right rounds, you won't have any problems. And it's sometimes as simple as that, and in this case, that's exactly what it is. Mr. Hollow Point, 0.495 is what you want. You don't want 0.50s, you want, or 0.498s, you want 0.495s, 235 grains, or the 0.495 Flanagan's 102 grain ball ammunition. You can find those on eBay. I'll put a link to those too. And the HUSHCAN, gotta have it. You don't have it, it's your loss. All I can say about that. So there we go. That's it for today again, and we'll be back soon. So take care until then.